Nicole and welcome to my 30-week bump date. I apologise for the background. I'm filming this on my bed, funnily enough, but of course as soon as I decided to film a video, there's like a massive concrete truck out the front of my house because they're building some townhouses and stuff, and this is the only place in the whole entire house that you can't hear it, and I really just wanted to get this video done. So I'm sorry that it's probably going to be a little bit shaky, but I have the tripod sitting on the bed, and yeah, let's get into it. I am now 30 weeks. To be official, I think I'm 30 weeks and 3 days to be exact. And I've got, you know, quite a few things to update you guys on actually this week. So according to my Baby Center app, this week your baby has reached about 40 centimeters long and weighs about 1.3 kilos, roughly the same as a head of cabbage. And I have nearly a litre of amniotic fluid surrounding your little one. That volume will decrease as your baby gets bigger and takes up more room in your uterus. Your baby's eyesight continue to develop, though it's not very sharp. Even after birth, your baby will keep her eyes closed for a good part of the day. She will respond to changes in light, but will only make out objects a few centimeters from her face. So baby is definitely getting very big. I'm starting to feel very large. But to give you guys an update on what's been happening since last week, I did mention that I thought that the baby was breached last week because I was getting lots of rib pain, and I didn't yet make an appointment to go see my acupuncturist because I was planning to go probably either Wednesday or Thursday because those are my other days off, but I haven't made an appointment yet. And I've got a midwife appointment on Wednesday, so I figured I'd see what she said on Wednesday as to what position the baby was in, so that when I went I'd be able to tell him, and if the baby was still breech he could try and turn it, obviously using the natural methods of acupuncture. But I'm pleased to say that I don't think he's going to have to do that because I'm pretty sure the baby is now head down. The other night before I went to bed, we had a little bit of a chat while lying in bed, and I asked the baby to flip around, and then funnily enough the next morning it had, which was just kind of really weird. The reason why I think that it's flipped around is because that rib pain is definitely nowhere near as painful as it used to be. It's still like a little bit tender, but you know, before that I would get to the end of the day and it would be so sore. Even to touch it or rub it would just be really painful, and I've not got that anymore. Another thing that I've noticed is I'm definitely feeling more down low in my pelvis. So now with like movements and stuff, I'm starting to feel like the baby's pushing on my cervix a little bit. Not like it's engaging or anything, it's just when it's moving around and stuff, it's touching my cervix, which isn't overly comfortable, but at the same time it's not terribly uncomfortable either. It's just a really strange sensation. And also just noticed that my hips in general have just been a little bit sorer than they normally would have been. In terms of movements, the movements haven't really changed that much, but I do feel more movements down, slightly lower, but I feel most of the movements on the left side, which makes me think the back is along the right side. And the baby this week has definitely been getting hiccups quite a lot more. Like I had felt it previously, but not very often, and then the other day I swear it had the hiccups like 3 or 4 times in the one day, so that's definitely becoming more frequent. And the movements are still a lot different to how they were earlier, in that there are a lot of rolls and squirms and stuff as opposed to really big movements. The other night I did wake up and felt like something was up underneath my ribs. I'm assuming maybe like a foot or something, and that was a bit uncomfortable, but I kind of just rolled over and moved, and whatever it was moved out the way. I am feeling more tired again, as I mentioned in my last video. Not ridiculously tired, like not like I was the first trimester, but just noticeably more tired than I was in my second trimester. For example, like most nights I will be in bed by about between 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, and then if I'm not working I can easily sleep till like 8 o'clock in the morning and still feel like I probably haven't had enough sleep even though I've had 10 hours. But of course, obviously if I'm working, I'm getting up a lot earlier than 8 o'clock. But I'm not yet at the point where I really need naps in the afternoon. Like I feel like I could definitely go a nap in the afternoon, but most days I don't actually have a nap. I might just relax on the couch or lie down on the bed and like listen to some music and just relax and chill that way rather than actually having a nap. I'm at the point now where I've got 4 weeks left of work. I'm definitely on the countdown. I can't believe it. This last week went really quick, but it definitely like solidified in my mind that 34 weeks is long enough to be working, doing the job that I'm doing. I had a ridiculously busy day the other day, and I think I only worked and ended up working like 10 hours, but the next morning, because I left the house probably 6:30 in the morning, and I did like the 10 hours at work, and then I really had to get to my local shopping center to go to the Apple store because I needed to get my screen fixed, which is all done. It's looking brand new again. So I had to go get that fixed, and so I took that to the Genius Bar, and that took about half an hour to 45 minutes for them to do that. And I thought I would just go around to the shops and see if there was anything that would be appropriate to wear to my baby shower, because I already had a dress but I wanted to keep my options open. And so I just walked around the shops for a little while, came back and picked up my phone, and by that stage it was about like 8:30 at night, and I was so hungry. I hadn't eaten dinner, but my feet were that sore that I honestly could not be bothered to walk to the other end of the shops to get to the food court, that I just ended up leaving and going home and grabbing like something through the McDonald's drive-through, because I just could not even fathom walking anymore. My feet were that sore. And I've had like sore feet in the pregnancy, but nothing like that. It was ridiculous. I got home and just like chowed down and basically had a shower and went to bed right away. And then the next morning I woke up, and just to stand up my feet were so sore, and also my pelvis was a bit sore as well. I ended up having to hop in the bath and take a nice warm bath before work, and I sat there and massaged my feet before I went to work. And then I had to wear like some shoes which probably weren't appropriate for work, let's be honest, but they were the only ones that were like comfortable enough for me to wear. Having the bath and massaging them definitely did help, but it really made me think, how do these ladies do it any longer than 34 weeks? Like, I know some of my colleagues have worked, you know, to 36, 37, 38 weeks, and I just can't fathom that. Like, it's really getting hard to bend over and stuff like that, and I don't want my ladies to have to feel like they have to birth in a position to suit me, because I can't get down and be as flexible as I used to be. Other than that though, like, I'm still enjoying work and getting through the day, and it's just some days obviously are worse than others, but most of the time I'm getting through it all very well. Like I mentioned earlier, I had my baby shower yesterday, and it all went off without a hitch. It was really great. Had lots of people come. The weather was beautiful. It wasn't too hot, which is really good, because obviously it is the middle of summer in Australia at the moment, and especially in Brisbane it has been particularly hot. But yesterday it was quite nice actually. I was able to wear my hair down, and you know, like, I don't remember feeling hot at all throughout the day, which is great. I did get a comment about whether or not I was going to be doing a baby shower haul, and I will do that. I plan on filming that probably today or Wednesday, but it will be going up after this video at some point, so stay tuned for that. This little baby did get quite spoiled. One thing I did yesterday was I tried to put my wedding rings on, because I really wanted to wear them to my baby shower, just because I thought, you know, like, I really miss wearing my wedding rings, and I just think it looks nice in pictures if I had my wedding rings on. And I tried to put them on, and yeah, it just didn't work. Like my fingers literally looked like sausages, and to look at my fingers, like I wouldn't really think that they're that swollen or anything, but obviously they're swollen enough that my rings just look ridiculous if I put them on, and they're very close to the point where I don't think I could get them off. So I took them off straight away, and I'm keeping them safe. And then I've put this one on, which actually belongs on, I normally wear it on this finger, which must be a little bit bigger because it fits snug, I'd say snugly on this side, and I wore that instead, so at least I had somewhat of a wedding ring on. One other thing I wanted to mention, and this happened at some point, I'm pretty sure last week, and then it also happened last night, and it was the first time it's ever happened before, and I don't really know how to describe it. I'm assuming it's I don't know if it's heartburn or reflux, but I was trying to sleep, and it was probably about 1:30 at night, and I kept on feeling like I had food or something just sitting up here, and it wasn't really, like, it's had periods of time where it would start to burn, but it wasn't really like a burning sensation. It was more of just an uncomfortable sensation, like I had something stuck there, even though like it had been several hours since I'd eaten. And I sort of tossed and turned and tried to put up with it for a while, and it would make me at times, like if I burped or something like that, like almost bring up vomit. So I went downstairs and I thought I would try some milk, because I've heard that could be good for like heartburn and reflux, and I know we have some heartburn tablets and stuff like that in the house because Ryan often gets heartburn, and my friend had done me up like a pregnancy kit, and that's one thing she had included. But at 1:30 in the morning, like I honestly couldn't remember where I'd put them. I'm assuming they're probably somewhere in the bathroom, but I honestly couldn't be bothered to pull all the cupboards out and try and find it. So I thought I would try milk. So I went downstairs and grabbed a glass of milk, and that seemed to help. I managed to get back to sleep afterwards, but it took me a little while to get to sleep because obviously I'd been up. I'd gone downstairs and walked around and stuff, so I was a little bit more awake. But I think that did the trick. I woke up this morning and I don't have any of that pain anymore. Like I said, it wasn't really pain, it was just more of really uncomfortable with a tiny bit of burning. But not, like, I've never had heartburn before, and it sort of wasn't what I would imagine heartburn to be. Like, I kind of imagine heartburn would be a bit further down, but I'm guessing it was some sort of heartburn reflux type of thing. So that was a new experience. Hopefully that's something that doesn't stick around all the time. I'll just have to see if it happens regularly, or if it perhaps was something that I ate. I did have some garlic bread with dinner, so maybe it was like the garlic, or I don't really know. But I'll keep an eye on it and I'll let you know if it happens again. So this is my 30-week bump from the side, from the front, and from the other side. And with the shirt up,